You're listening to The Kelly Slusher Show with your host, Kelly Slusher. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me again for my fun podcast episode. However, I'm not feeling as fun. This past week was super challenging, but I'm gonna just stay at it. We're gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna just stay at it. I'm gonna stay doing it. Let's do this. I'm gonna just talk and then I'm just gonna say what it is, because it's too heavy. So but through talking, we're gonna, I don't want to bring you guys down is what I'm trying to say, but this is how I'm feeling. I'm a feely person, so I feel everything. So last Thursday I was at work and this little boy ran out and he got hit in the parking lot of where I work while I was there. And I didn't know what had happened. I walked around the corner to put some desserts out or something, and I see like paramedics, and I'm like, what's going on? Like the whole parking lot was full of like that, all the paramedics, and like turns out that it was one customer had hit another customer's kid. And it's a really horrible parking lot. Like no one should park in that parking lot. There should be a warning sign, don't park. I mean, I've seen someone back into somebody and hit their car. I've seen another person hit another car. And that's just my experience of being there. And then so many more things have happened. So what happens is he ends up getting airlifted to UC Davis, and he was in critical condition. I left that day feeling so heavy. Like I kind of held it together, and I was like, what? You're in shock. And then when I left, I just start kind of tearing. I knew I didn't know this kid, never saw him, didn't know the family, but I do know the guy. I don't know the guy who hit him, but I know of him. He's my landlord's ex-husband. So that's kind of weird. And then so then fast forward to Saturday, because I didn't work on Friday. I hadn't heard anything. And then on Saturday I came in and I asked, and they said that they just took him off life support and then he was brain dead. And I just couldn't do it. I was like, no, I want to live in a world where everything happy happens, and I know that's not a reality always, but I don't know, it really bothered me. And what bothered me the most is that it did not appear that anyone else was as affected by it as I was. And I'm like, is everyone checked out? There's a couple people that were, the owners that are taking responsibility and communicating with the staff that this happened. But even in the communication, we have this little app where they can communicate with everybody. I was only 2 people even had a reply to her. This is what happened. I'm like, all these people, no, I don't have time to care. I think people are checked out, to be honest. I think this is what I'm seeing. So on Saturday, I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. This little kid, his whole life ahead of him. Now he's not gonna live. And, business as usual. I brought it up to one person who was like, oh yeah, I heard about that. What do you mean you heard about that? You know what I want to hear come out of your mouth is, oh my gosh, that's horrible. I feel so bad for that family. That's normal human reaction. Humans caring for humans. I think people become very desensitized, or maybe it's just the environment, this environment. Because I don't anyway. So I got really I got angry and I was just mad. And I was not fun. I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I was just crabby. I'm like, this is BS. I just want to quit. I just want to say, you know what? I don't want to work here anymore. Because I always have that conversation, but I want to have a better plan and not just act out of emotion. And so I just so you know what I did? I was like, I got to get through this. And so I put on my headphones and I put on my podcast. Because I was like, I need my podcast right now. Rarely do I re-listen to my episodes. I rarely re-listen to my episodes. When I just put it out, I listen to it, I make sure everything's right, and I edit it and all that stuff, and I do it because I love it, but I don't necessarily revisit them. I think I get a little embarrassed. I don't know what I just said, blah, blah, So then I did. I like binged like 5 episodes. I just kept coming back, and I was like, hey, I like this. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it made me feel better. So it was like, out of this horrible circumstance, that was one good thing that I will say. There was like all weekend, it was like bad thing, good thing, bad thing, good thing. It was really hard this past week. So that was a positive thing, like, okay, well, that did make me feel better. And hey, I'm proud of what I'm doing. That's awesome. Because sometimes I'm like, do people even want to hear what I have to say? One of my friends, and I hear this a lot from like friends, like, oh, I listened to your podcast. I really liked it. They'll listen to like 1 episode. That's fine. And the one comment she said, I like that you weren't interviewing people. And I always thought, oh, I thought I'm supposed to. She goes, that's what everybody does. They just interview people, but you just talk. And I'm like, yeah. And I did interview my brother one time, and I did realize it changed it. It totally changed it. So there was, me thinking I have to interview people. Maybe I just will keep it as is, I don't know, because there's something there, it contains itself of what it is. And so anyway, so on Saturday, that was hard, got through the day. I had made plans with my friend, my baker friend, that we were going to go to sushi, and then we were going to go dance. We're going to go dancing. So I had made reservations to this place. You have to have reservations. So there was a certain time, you got to go there, and they have a certain table for you. So we show up, and she's walking us to our table, and I see someone that I used to work with, and she's glaring at me. This woman's just glaring, right? And she's sitting right by our table. And I'm like, no. And it didn't occur to me to ask for another table. But I think in that moment, well, because I know it's a crowded place. I know, like, here's your one table. And so I was just like, whatever, let's sit down. I'm like, really? I'm already feeling heavy. And now this person's glaring at me. Okay. And I just go, I know I'm strong. I know I'm strong enough to handle this. So as I was sitting, I was like, this is going to be icky. Because this person, she's just she has a lot of problems. Let's say she's there's something wrong with her. She ain't right. As someone who says, you ain't right. Okay. So I just imagine there was this big, beautiful, 5 by 5 foot rose, this is a technique you can use that will help protect. So I just imagine there was this big, beautiful rose that was in between us, so it energetically kind of blocked her. So I just imagine that was there the whole time, and I just had a good time with my friend. We have a great conversation. We talk. I didn't tell her what was going on, and it would have been hard to tell her anyway because they were really close. I can kind of hear their conversation, but I did my best to not hear what she had to say. So that person was someone who worked at this place that I currently work at, and she was only there maybe a month and a half. I mean, very temporarily. She was a bread baker. So anyway, she would just always be talking about herself, me, and then she would criticize. She criticized us. She criticized our baked goods. She says, it was every pastry that I ever tasted here, I have to spit it out. It's so disgusting. This place, it's like it wins the best of every year. People come in just for the baked goods. I mean, it's very popular. I'm sorry. If you think that that's a reality, that you are somehow so beneath this place, leave and don't come back, right? And so it was always my attitude, oh, well, I don't like this person. She's obviously criticizing. She's very competitive. And so I never really gave her any kind of I never gave her anything I wasn't a minion. She wanted people to praise her. And I don't fall for that stuff. And it's just so dumb. So I always was just myself. Well, who I wasn't enough for her. She just really needed to compete with me. So she ends up leaving, and it's all she did was just talk about how this place was so beneath her. Why am I baking her? I'm sorry, but she wasn't very good at what she was doing. But that's the other thing. And I think that's probably why she had to criticize everyone else, because she didn't feel good enough about herself. She had to knock other people's sandcastles down, not somebody. And it's a small town. I never would have ever imagined that in the baking world, they would be this competitive. Anyway, so when I kind of gave her the, so it doesn't surprise me that she would not like me, after she leaves, but like, it was just but you don't have to give someone like, it was bad. Like I would have like given a cordial hello, but I'm not going to say give someone a cordial hello if you're going to look at me like it was a nasty look. So I was like, oh, you don't exist. You don't exist. People like you don't exist in my beautiful world. You don't. You're not allowed there. I'm not going to let you take anything. In fact, I shouldn't even be talking about it here because I'm giving her some kind of space, but I am going to talk about it because it's interesting and it happened. So, we got through the night and then, I don't know. So it was just ick. So, and it's so silly. And the other part about it is my baking thing is such a small part of who I actually am and what I do. It's a hobby. It's going to be /hobby/ a business. Eventually it's going to go there. I'm letting it kind of like unfold on its own. Like, what is this? But it's not who I really am. I mean, all the things I've done in my life, it's such a small part. So it's really interesting to have somebody want to knock over my baking sandcastle. And it's like, yeah, that's, I know I'm good at what I do. And it's not a big part of who I am. It's something I like. And it's just, this is ridiculous. So we left. Finally, this whole, it was not enjoyable. The food was good. I did have this weird sushi roll at the end that had some weird leaves and disgusting. And like, I remember putting it in my mouth and I was like, this needs to leave. I need to get this out of my mouth immediately. Whatever it was, whatever we decided to order, like some weird roll, I was like, I hate this. And I'm like, had to like spit it in my napkin. I was like, I'm gonna hurl. I don't know what that was. It tasted like they like went out and they grabbed a leaf from a tree, like a green leaf, and rolled it up, put some like some rice, and then like filled it with more like dried vegetable. I don't know what it was. I keep thinking about how the texture was so wrong for me, and I'm like, that was gross. That was the only thing. So then we leave and we're gonna go dance, and I said, hey, I need some time. I need time to read. And I finally told her what happened. She's like, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I'm not gonna tell you that while she's sitting there, and like, we're gonna keep. And I was like, no, because we're keeping the vibes high. This girl, this hate that's coming from her is not gonna affect me. So I had to take some deep breaths. It was fine. And then it's hard to be, you have to really be a strong person to be next to someone who gives you really hateful energy, especially being someone, like I said, I'm a feely person. I'm a sensitive person. So I feel stuff, and I feel things pretty darn deep. So, and it takes a lot of strength to stand and have people hate on you. And that's like, it's just part of being in the world. When you have a podcast, when you're a musician, when I have been hated on, it has happened. I remember in my band Crash and Brittany way back in the day, people hated us. I'd hear rumors about it, and it was hard for me. I didn't understand it, but now I understand that sometimes when you do really great things, not everyone's cool with that. That might be like trying to do it too. They get jealous, they get mad, whatever. I wasn't prepared for that back then, but because I've already gone through that, I go, oh yeah, that's that thing. It's not personal. That's just their thing. They don't feel confident in what they're doing, because when you feel good about yourself, you don't have to criticize other people, because you feel good. You want to lift other people up. You're proud of what you're doing, So, so we leave, and it was so good. We went to the place, and it felt so good to be in a place that I felt loved. I was, like, it was just a good feeling. Like, yes. It was nice to see people who care about me and friends, and it like, the place was familiar and it felt good to me, and it was like, it's like good vibes, and it was like so good, and I danced, and I was like, And it made me feel happy. And I told my friend, I'm eating a gummy. She's driving. So I ate a gummy. He's like, I need to just kind of check out right now and just dance. And it was fun. It finally kicked in and I was like, whoa, I need to heal my soul. And I literally felt like 100 times better. And I had worked an 8-hour shift. I had to wake up at 4 the next morning and I had a ton of energy and it was so fun, so much fun. And yeah, I left feeling so much better. Like it healed my heart in some way. It just was like healing. So that's cool. What else? So I remember I was dancing on I get real silly, dancing, go into the space of silly. And there was just one point where I was dancing with my friend and we were just like, she was like riding a pony. I'm like, yeah, I'm riding a pony too. I'm riding a little teeny pony and he's playing a saxophone. My little pony's playing a saxophone. Yeah, that was like the opposite of the hard stuff. And the other thing is like yesterday I had to drop off my vehicle, my truck, because I've had this thing that I've really needed to get fixed because it keeps I keep having to take it in to fix the problem that it's creating, and by the time now it's ridiculous because I spent more on fixing the problem that's created. I don't know why, because it's hard for me to not have a vehicle, so it's hard to be like, but I'm learning to ask for rides. I actually got an Uber yesterday. I think there's one Uber driver in town. This lady, she's given me a ride to the airport before. Like she just Ubered, like I talk about. I live in a small town, so it's like transportation's kind of a big thing here. You have to have a vehicle. And but when I dropped it off, the mechanic calls me back, and they're my favorite. Like they're the only reason why I still have this truck. I have an older truck, and the only reason why I have it is because of them. Like I was gonna go finance a new car or newer car. I was like gonna go do this last year, and I asked them. I was like, I'm so frustrated because I had to get a new catalytic converter, and he was like, I was like, I want to get another car, and they're like, you have the best vehicle. You have the most reliable, best vehicle right now. Because, you can you can go finance a car and it can have car problems, like, because apparently they were like, we tell people to buy these. And what you do is you just slowly put money into them and they'll last you forever. They're so easy to work on and you don't have a car payment. I'm like, I know, I don't want a car payment. I hate being in debt, So that, but there's this one other thing that has to happen. And they broke me the news. They told me yesterday, like, it's going to be this much money and you've got to do this by summer. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start baking a bunch of cookies. I got to fundraise. I got to start getting really frugal. I was like, no. Okay. Now I don't have notes because of the hard week, but I do have this. So the other day I was at the store and I was stocking up because I knew I wasn't gonna have my car for a few days. So I was gonna get my groceries and I'm just do my grocery shopping. And there's this girl and she's on her phone and she's pushing a shopping cart and she's like, yeah, the meditation retreat, blah, blah, blah. She's talking about her meditation. We're gonna do this and this. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. And as she's talking about her meditation retreat, she accidentally crashes her cart into another cart. And it was like bumper cars, and I was laughing about it because all I saw was this person being like, yeah, I'm completely like high on this like meditation stuff and I'm not even gonna crash. Like, you need to like get grounded, lady, like get in your body. You need to get in your body. You're way too up there floating. Don't be doing that. Besides, who talks on the phone? I've seen this quite a few times. Do you know people that do that? They like want people to think that they're like having a friend or something. I always think that like I'm judgy. If someone's always on their phone, like I'm on my phone right now. Like I have like so much more better things to do than just to be present where I'm at right now. I don't need to be present. Yeah, you do. You know what I really like about baking? It's super grounding. It's like cleaning and baking. Like these two things will like pull me out of like any kind of chaos, just like today I get to clean I get to clean and organize my house like once a week when I can, because it gets chaotic, when I get so busy, you know. So it brings me back to reality. The other morning, oh my gosh, this happened 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row. I leave really early in the morning, and so I got this new bag, this new purse bag, crossbody, who's like the coolest thing I've ever had, because it's like, it fits on my body, and I can stick all my stuff in there, and nothing's gonna fall out. Like, that's been a whole ordeal for me. I've lost things falling out of my purse, and my favorite sunglasses fell out, and I ran over them like recently, and I was like, dang it. And I'm like, I don't want things falling out. And it's just a struggle because I carry a lot of things with me. Anyway, I found the most perfect crossbody bag on Instagram. I was scrolling on Instagram, and I was like, this lady was like taking a watermelon out of this bag, like in a gallon of milk, you know, all this stuff out of her bag. And I was like, I need that. I immediately ordered it. I was like, I need that. That's what I need. That's like, and I did. I got it, and I love it. So, but it's kind of a pain to kind of like, because it's I don't know, the way it's situated, it's kind of hard to take off. So I was leaving in the morning twice. This happened Saturday and Sunday morning. I kept it on because I was like, I'll just keep it on. I'm just going to be it's like a 5-minute drive to work. So I was like, no, I'm just going to keep it on. Because of that, the way it didn't give me a lot of room, I was backing up and I honked my horn. It went meep, and I was like, oh, it's so quiet. And I was like, oh, my neighbors probably think I'm insane. So then I'm like, I won't do that again, but didn't put 2 and 2 together why that had happened. The next morning, same thing, but it was even louder. And I was like, oh my gosh, do I text her and be like, I'm so sorry. It's my bag. I can't. So now my rule is like, take the bag off so you don't wake up the entire neighborhood while you're trying to leave at like 5 in the morning. It was really embarrassing, and it was actually, I thought it was pretty funny, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's okay. They're really cool. My direct neighbors are really cool, but I'm sure they're like, what is going on with her? Why is she honking her horn? I'm like, good question. Oh yeah, I was like, the art of being hated. That's such a weird thing to think about, but it's like the art of being disliked. It's like an art form to be able to stand and have people not like you and be in your and like still like yourself. It's an art. I used to beat myself up if there was someone that had something bad to say about me or like didn't like me, and it's an art form. I wrote that in one of my notes. So it's like, it's an art. Okay, and I found another little hymn that I had recorded. I wanted to put something on the end that was kind of like, I don't know, a little dedicated to this little boy his name was Avery, who passed away. And so I couldn't find anything, and I finally found this little Softly and Tenderly song. I recorded it just for funsies, like, you know, sometimes I just do that. So I'm gonna add this one. This is a really pretty song. It's a hymn. It's, you know, it's not an original. Okay. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, thanks for listening. Okay, bye.
Softly and tender, Jesus is calling, calling for you and for me. See on the portals, he's waiting, watching for you and for me. Come home, come home. You are weary, come home. Earnestly, tenderly, Jesus is calling, calling, oh sinner, come home. Oh, for the wonderful love he has promised for you and for me. Though we have sinned, he has mercy and pardon for you and for me. Come home, come home. You are weary, come home. come home. You are weary, come home. Earnestly tender, Jesus is